Today I'm going to do a very quick pick and pack after a Whatnot show with me. I have 9 orders to ship. It is all books, so if you sell books, this is going to be perfect. If you don't and you just want to see behind the scenes seller dashboard type stuff after I do a show, how does it kind of look on the back end? How do I get the labels? How does it work? This is going to be a great video for you. I'm just going to take you through a screen recording of the seller dashboard and how it looks on the back end, as well as showing you the orders that I have down here on the ground to pick. And then we will pull them over here to our shipping room. I'll pack some stuff up, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like to put in the correct weight, dimensions, details, make sure your shipping label is accurate, generate the shipping label, and how I use my thermal printer to print out the labels and then just slap them right on. First up, I'm going to go ahead and show you what sold, and then I'm going to show you how I look at the seller dashboard to determine out of those 9 orders, what books go into what order. These are the books that sold. We have 4 bundle stacks over here, and then these are our auction books. So each one of these books have an individual label on it specifying which auction it was. For example, this is my 1 to 2 pound books. This was the 3rd auction of 1 to 2 pounds. You can see right below it is the 2nd auction of 1 to 2 pounds, and then the 1st auction of 1 to 2 pounds. That's how I do my individual auctions. And then you have a name on each one of these stacks. These are individual buyers and their bundles. All right, we are on our dashboard here, and I always like to kind of start the screen on the Whatnot dashboard so that you can see everywhere I'm clicking to get to the seller dashboard, right? And so how I get to my shipment. So this is just my homepage when I'm at whatnot.com, right? So to get to my seller dashboard, I'm going to go ahead and click on my profile picture up here, and I'm just going to scroll right down here to shipments. I could click on the seller hub and then go to shipments, but they do have some quick buttons up here that you can press, and we're going to do shipments, and that is going to load up all of our shipments that we have for this week. So you can see right up top here we have 9 live orders to ship. I always like to dismiss that just to kind of get it out of my screen. And this is the correct show picked. This was from the 18th of February. This is 9 shipments. You can see down here I sold a total of $60 in revenue. I paid out personally $14 in giveaway spend, and there were maybe a couple of purchases made with coupons from the rewards club, so $15 in coupon spend. We did sell a total of 15 items. Right when you get to this dashboard, the first thing I like to do right away is organize my orders into alphabetical order. So if you can see here, this is not alphabetical order. This, I still don't know what the original format is they give you, but you have 3 options. You have whatever this is, and I don't know what it's organized by, but it's this. If you click this recipient, you see where it says recipient with the drop downs. If you click that, now it's in reverse alphabetical order, starting with V, you can see. And if I click it one more time, now it's in proper A to Z alphabetical order, which is what I want my orders to be represented as. So now I have all my 9 orders here, alphabetical order, and I like to go ahead and click this expand all orders drop-down menu and start picking these 9 orders. So you can see here, our first order, we have a $6 value. They also paid $6.44 in shipping. And then there's just some other generic information over here, when they purchased it, what show did they purchase it from, all of that good stuff. And then you can see there's also a video receipt option. So maybe more specifically, a better example would be an auction. Let's go to example 1 to 2 book 3. I don't know specifically what 1 to 2 pound book 3 is. So if I scrolled over here and clicked video receipt, it would actually show me a clip of what I sold. So if you're ever in doubt, use that video receipt option. But all we really need to know right now, we're going to get to the dimensions and the label shortly. All we need to know right now is what is physically in their order. So first order is Amber. So I'm going to come right over here to our orders and find Amber. So this is actually her. She's got 2 books in her order, and I'll go ahead and just bring them right over here and start my queue. So now I have Amber's books right there. Then coming back on over, you can see here our next order is going to be for a buyer named Buddy, and we are going to have a buyer's givey and Buddy as a custom bundle. My buyer's giveys are basically a free book. They can pick out a free book to add to their pile, and Buddy ended up picking out this Pokemon book, and so I added that into their pile. and it's already in here. So it's one bundle, but the giveaway book is already included in that bundle there. All right. Now, normally I wouldn't be walking back and forth every single time. Most of these I can take 2 in 1, but I'm just kind of showing you guys here. All right, coming back on over, our next one is going to be 3 items. This one does have a buyer's giveaway, as you can see here, but it does also have a regular giveaway. These are raid giveaways. These are going to be individual items put to the side. So I do actually need to grab at least 2 items here. So Erin's bundle that should include the buyer's giveaway, and then a separate single giveaway. So here's how I have that set up. I actually put them right up here. These are the giveaways. And you can see this was giveaway 3, giveaway 2, giveaway 1, and the name also matches. That's RG1, Raid Giveaway 1 Erin. So create your little code system. Figure out how, you can make it work. And then here's Erin's bundle, and they picked up this Stephen King as their freebie. So go ahead and grab all of this, and that is now our next bundle. So it's basically just a bunch of repeating of that. You're just going down and picking out all of the items that you sold to that person that are listed on their dashboard. Moving on, next up we have just a giveaway. So Mars ended up getting just this one buyer's giveaway here. They are actually a regular purchaser, a regular buyer, I should say, and she did end up putting some books in the cubby system. If you are familiar, I have a whole small pile hold system. So she does have some books over there, but that's all she got today. So we got that one, and then we have another 1 book order, 1 to 2, number 3. So like I showed you just down here, 1 to 2, number 3. So I'll just grab both of these at the same time. Again, walk this right on over and put it down in its pile. I would normally be done by now if I wasn't recording and talking my way through this. So you can see it's not that long of a process. Rebecca, and then we have a multi-order. So let's grab Rebecca. She's got this big old stack here. I'll show you some of the books that sold. We have some classics, F. Scott Fitzgerald, some great fiction. We have some Magic Treehouse books. Pokemon sells really well. These little like leveled reader type books. They're Nat Geo leveled readers. Disney. We've got Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Stephen King. Aline Hildebrand's really hot right now. We have some more general fiction, Nora Roberts, Nick Sparks, some kids books. So nice little blend. All right, so Slash has another giveaway. So this is going to be our last giveaway for Slash. And then book 12 to 15 one and book 8 to 11 one. So 12 to 15 one and book 8 to 11 one. So they got that little bundle and this fun freebie. One thing that's really cool about that order is that giveaway was actually free shipping for them, right? They won the book free, fair and square. I paid the shipping. I then let them know, hey, now you have discounted shipping. If something does catch your eye later in the show and you want to grab something, your shipping's going to be either free or discounted. And if you look up here, you can see their first book that they purchased was only 40 cents in shipping. And then the second book they purchased was only 78 cents in shipping. So for all 3 of the books they got, they had spent about $9 total for all 3 of the books. So not bad, and a great incentive to get someone to make another purchase. I highly recommend having giveaways put in. Definitely some buyer's giveaways to incentivize people to make a purchase, but also raid giveaways. If you get raided, you should want to pin something up, because you can have that giveaway running for 5 minutes. That's the max time you can run a giveaway. And that's 5 minutes that those people may feel incentivized to stay in your show at the chance that they might win a giveaway. And then once they win the giveaway, you say, hey, now you have discounted shipping. I've already paid your introductory shipping. So if something catches your eye tonight, just let me know and I'll go and get that, ran on auction or bundled up for you. And you're going to have either a discounted shipping cost or possibly free depending on the weight of your item. And that's a great way to let people know, hey, now you can make a purchase within my show and it's going to be a lot cheaper for you, and you're getting something for free shipped with it. So definitely something to keep in mind. Make sure you're putting at least 1 or 2 giveaways, whether they are giveaways for everyone or giveaways just for buyers. It's just a great way to incentivize. Alrighty, we have Susan. She has 1 to 2 book 2 and 2 to 3 book 1. So 1 to 2 book 2 and 2 to 3 book 1. She's really into cookbooks. Cookbooks are doing really well for me right now. And then the last order is a single order, book 1 to 2 1. So I'll grab all these together, and this will make the last bit of our orders. All right, now this is what we have to pack up. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you kind of how I would personally go about packing some of these orders. This is our packing station. If you've never seen it over here, it needs a massive overhaul. It's very functional for one person, but not for two. So this is a small little show. Normally when we have 50 plus packages, we need a lot more workspace, but this works for now. We have our computer, we have our like supplies. We need X-Acto knife. X-Acto knife, you need an X-Acto knife, scissors, and pens, markers, things to write labels. This is that label maker I was talking about. This is the brand Munbian, and the labels I use, very, very affordable. This little box of label usually is about $20 to $22, and I think there's like 500 in there or something. It's quite a bit. I've got a little desktop trash can here. Highly recommend a little small area to have trash. And then I have the scale, and you notice nothing else. I don't have little trinkety things on the desk here. This is all for function. And I have my tape gun over here as well. And then below here, I have backup tape. Got regular different tape dispensers. We have our measuring tape for when we do plush packages and toy packages. I have little screwdriver kit and batteries for replacement batteries in like electronic books. And then over here is like little giveaway type things, trinkets, bookmarks, stickers, just kind of random stuff. We've got our poly bags down here, recycled packing material over here, and then this is our box selection. I think a lot of this is going to go on poly bags, so it's going to be a pretty easy pack. I also forgot to mention that we do have packing paper right here to the left of us, and then my corrugated cardboard roll currently lives on the couch. It's just a really like easy way to pull it. I got a larger one so it no longer fits into this, which is what this used to be, was a corrugated cardboard roll holder, which was great when it was that size, but I now use a longer length because they're more functional for what I do. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you how that works. So we've got our first package. This is definitely going in a poly bag. I take the little label and I just put it right to the side, so I know that this is Amber's order and I can reference her name when it comes to it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this book, and this is where I have the corrugated cardboard roll, and what I'll do is just line it up to the bottom of the roll, take the X-Acto knife and cut kind of right across the top. Obviously, I don't want to cut my couch, which is why this isn't a long-term feasible place to have a roll of cardboard, but it works for now. So then we go ahead and pop these in here. We're going to do the largest book on the bottom, get that middle one nice and centered, and then I will fold this up, kind of carefully tuck it over that page there, flip it over, and so on and so forth. And that's a nice perfect fit. I don't have to cut it or anything. It just is very, very secured in there, nice and tight. And then I will take the tape gun, watch your ears, and just tape that in like that. Now for something like this, I am going to protect it just a little bit more since there can be a little sliding in there and I don't want these books to get damaged. So that is when I will come over here and grab this paper. We are not going to need a full sheet of this. And unfortunately, this paper only rips one way really clean. So I do have to do kind of this messy rip, but it works. And then we'll come right back over here. I throw this down and we'll go ahead. Over. Sometimes what I like to do is I will prop the tape up here like so, and I'll take scissors. I'll take like a nice long piece and I'll just have it to like kind of cut from. So I'll have all my pieces there. Piece of tape there. And then this is the part where it's kind of up to your own discretion. This is how I personally do it. I like to find where the gap is, and normally I like to have it away from me. I tend to find that's the best, and I would normally use my hip here, so I'm going to kind of come up and show you straight on how I would do it. I would kind of use my hip to push this up. I like to fold it in as a present, tuck it into the back where that hole is, and then final tuck in for the rest of that little hole. And now I have a really tight, flush, filled in kind of gap there for a piece of tape. And then I'll do the same thing to the other side, kind of tuck it into where I know that little gap is in there. And then fully down, and I'm just really tucking it in again to where the gaps are in that package, so that now it's not going to make really any noise as it's shifting around. Then I'll grab a poly bag. This in the poly bag. I use unpadded poly bags personally, just because I prefer the cardboard method. Now, obviously, this is a lot of love and time and energy it feels like I'm probably putting into this package. I'm also recording, so it's taking me a lot longer. And then I just like to go above and beyond with some things. Not always. This might be fine for most people, but I personally do not like all of that movement, all that space in there. So I like to push some of the air out, get a nice clean tuck. Some of that air out. And I use my X-Acto knife as a weight. And just grab a nice piece of tape. Take that down just so that it's a little more compact. It just feels a lot more secure, and I just personally prefer that. And then I will go ahead and write Amber in my messy, but I know what it is handwriting. And then I take the Post-it note, throw it into the trash because I'm done with that one, and go ahead and pop this back on the floor into the rotation like so, and then go ahead and grab our next order. So since you've already seen how I'd pack one of those orders, I'm going to go ahead and just do a overall recording of me doing this next order and show it to you that way. So this might be an example of a package that really doesn't need any paper around it because it's very tight in there. Like these aren't going to shake out. They're in there really good. And I think if I can get it in here the way I want it to be, which is putting it instead of this way in, putting it actually horizontally, which I think I can, then it's going to fit really nice and it will be protected by the edges of the poly bag. So I can kind of just slide it in there. Get this a really nice fold over, and that is definitely going to be enough protection for the edges there. So, yep, that'll be good. Buddy, throwing away that Post-it and popping it back down into its next spot. And that's pretty much the rotation. So let's go ahead and pack this next one. It's going to be a box. And I'm going to take off that giveaway sticker and then put the name, same spot over there on the end of the computer. Let's go ahead and change out our tape real quick. And this is why I like that tabletop trash can. It's just really nice. And I've got all my tape here. Again, all the supplies I'm using are linked in the description below. The tape I'm using actually is... no, it's Blue Summit still. It is the same. I thought I had changed for one tape rotation, but I do like the Blue Summit tape the best. So tape is down there. Poly bags are down there. And again, I do use recycled boxes. So let's head on over to our little recycled box selection. And I think this is going to be a really good box for this one. I love these core nutritional boxes. They are about almost 11 to 12-ish inches by 7 by 6, so you can see they work really, really well. I just go ahead, tape up the bottom. It's in there. I think instead of pulling that one to the top, I'm going to pop this one down to the side, and then I can actually cut the box. So instead of having to fill all that space there with paper, which is not that bad. I think, not that bad, but I think I like the presentation of this better. Just think that's cuter. So I'm going to do it that way. And I am going to actually cut the box, which is just a good reason to show you how I cut boxes. So I'm going to take the highest point and I'm going to cut down the side. And then I'm just carefully going to eyeball, trace to get that first little, what would you call it? Perforation, I guess. Same thing here. 2. Always like to use your top corner as your starting point for your 2 main lines, because then the odds of you getting a better cut is so much easier. So now I'm more likely to have a really straight cut on this corner because I did use the corner over here as the guide. So that's all you need, little perforations like that. Doesn't take much. Then just fill in your spaces with some paper. And then when you go to fold it, you're going to fold right down that perforation. So now you got your new resized box. I always throw a piece of tape right here. Keep it nice and closed. Pop in those corners a little bit. Make it a nice shape. I'm going to do usually about 3 pieces. If I cut a box, I'm usually doing about 3 pieces of tape. 1 to secure it on the end, 1 by the seam, and another one over the seam. And that is going to be really good. And it doesn't make any sounds. Can't hear the books shifting around in there. And then again, writing the name, throwing away the tag. It's a very, very repetitive type of system. So this is a giveaway. Again, like I said, they did actually put a bundle together, but this is all they ended up getting. I have some small scraps. Sometimes if my cardboard is too big and I just don't need that much of it, I have some scraps over here, and I think I can make this work. So this is how I would do like a scrap situation. Again, line this up. The thing I love about not having like a really fancy board is you can cut with a, what's it called? An X-Acto knife, and it's not gonna really hurt anything. So I go ahead and fold partially over like that, and then I just find the line. Zoom you guys in a little. So then I'm just finding the line, connecting it right there so that it's definitely gonna meet all the way across. And then go ahead and pop that in there. Make it fold a little over like that. Something like that. And like I said, this is a giveaway book. So not that it means that I'm not going to pack it with care. Clearly I'm packing it with care, but I'm not going to go through the process of packing that in paper as well. This is going to be perfectly suffice in shipping. You can see I have some eBay items here too. I do use my store coupon of $25 on eBay every quarter and get free shipping supplies. And I can use this on Whatnot. It does not matter. You can use any kinds of shipping supplies anywhere, as long as it's not priority mail being misused. Another single book, but we don't have enough scraps for this one. I do have, I'll show you another example of some recycled materials I use. Let's see if we have a good one right now. These ones might all be too big. No, this one will work. So what did I weigh that one? A pound? Yeah. So we do have these. I like to use these sometimes because these are free packing materials, and they are Barnes & Noble single book packing mailers, and they work great. I do like to pack these in paper when I do these, so I will just go ahead and get a little sheet of paper here. Bring you guys back out a tad. Pack it just like a Christmas present. This one was a little longer on this end, so I've got one end longer than the other, but that's totally fine. Again, this isn't about beauty, but you do want it to look semi-presentable. And then these ones are really nice. You just pop them right in here, get it nice and tight. Sometimes you do need to add a little bit of buffer paper. Unfortunately, not all the time, but sometimes there's just a little too much space in there. So I'll usually just grab a little like scrap paper that I have, bundle it up, and just kind of stick it in there to bunch the hole. It's a nice flip over. just a little shake test, no movement. Deal, kind of secure it. And then piece of tape across. And that's it for these ones. Pretty easy. Does add a little bit of weight because it's cardboard, but it's 100% free materials. It's not a poly bag, so I really like that. All right, next up is going to be something a little more challenging. We have this larger stack of books. We have a blend of sizes. We've got picture books, chapter books, board books, so a little blend. So all you need to do when you do this is find your largest book, okay? So my largest book is going to be this one. So I have to have a box that at least fits this book. It doesn't matter if it also fits that one. It has to fit this one. So it needs to be at least this kind of width, right? So same deal, just kind of find a box over here. All right, so you can see here, this book's definitely going to fit in there. This box is probably, honestly, a little larger than what I need, but it's the closest size to what I need. So then we're going to work from our largest to our smallest, fitting them here into the box. And sometimes we can do it this way, which is nice, because now if I do it this way, I can actually make it so I can cut this book a little bit smaller possibly. So let's see what we can fit in here kind of this way. Then we'll do little hard covers over here. I think that's going to be kind of our best fit there, but that is a lot of box to cut down. So I'll show you guys this process again. We're going to find the tallest corner, which is really going to be either of these books. I like to try to, make it even across the top. So we'll use this corner here. We're going to cut down first to the corner, and then we'll go ahead and perforate on either direction. So this side, so. And then we'll perforate this side across. There are tools also for this. If this is daunting to you, like using an X-Acto knife seems like, how are you doing that? There's actually box resizing tools. You can just search that, box resizing tool. But I personally enjoy the process of it. I don't think it's that hard, and the box resizing tools to me seem like they are going to take way more time. Okay, again, you want to stuff every corner here. Shake test. No noise. You don't want your books shaking around. You don't want any of your products shaking around. All right, everything else is pretty simple. I'm gonna go ahead and speed run pack these last 3 orders, and I'll show you what everything looks like once it's all laid out and finished. Here is everything all packaged up. I like to put everything kind of vertically like this to make the most space out of all my packages instead of laying everything flat. So I've got all 9 packages there. Now let's go ahead and start weighing these. I'll kind of show you the process of how this works. All right, we are back to our dashboard again, because now it's time to go ahead and take all the packages that we just packed up and start weighing them. I like to weigh all my packages first and then generate all the labels. It's a little bit easier, and then I can email all the labels to myself than just print them all out at once. So if you want to print all your labels all at once, this is the method I use. If there's an easier method that you know of, let me know in the comments, because this is the best method I found for mass printing all of my labels after I do adjustments. So first things first, I'm going to click back up this collapse all orders tab. And now it's back to the original screen where all the orders are like this. And I like to do this, it's just a little easier to see. And then I see only the things I need to see, right? I can see the weight, the dimensions, the status, the tracking, and then the edit button. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna edit all of these shipments. When I go ahead and click edit, you'll see the screen pop up over here. So let's move me over here to the corner. So you'll see the edit shipment screen pop up here on the right. And if you are dealing with flat rate shipping, you can worry about that. I will almost never talk about flat rate shipping on my channel because I don't utilize it. I don't know how it works. I've said one day I'll do a flat rate show and learn and jump into it and kind of see how it works on the shipping end. For now, I have no reason to use it. So I'll pop my scale on. I will go ahead and grab my first package. Now, these are medium mail, so the dimensions aren't the most important. It doesn't super matter if you have the dimensions exactly right. I personally feel as though I know what the dimensions are when I look at these packages. So I use my best judgment. If it's priority or ground advantage, you need to have exact measurements. But with medium mail, measurements aren't really important when it comes to adjusting the cost of an item. It's all by weight. So as long as your scale is working, you're going to be good to go. All right, so I put 12 by 7 by 2, which is roughly what this package is. It is in inches. And then I have 2.4 pounds. It will always auto make it ounces. I don't know why auto ounces. I wish it would change it to pounds automatically, but regardless, it is 2.4 pounds. I don't need to worry about any of this stuff because I do not require signature on delivery and I do not add insurance to any of my shipments. Not as of right now based on the things I sell. And then we've kind of talked about this like label adjustment page before. The only number you need to look at is this second gray bar here, this pending adjustments, label adjustment cost. This should always say 0. If it doesn't say 0, it just means that your package weighs more or is larger than what you specified it was going to be. And the adjustment usually should be like 50 cents, 75 cents, maybe sometimes it's 30 cents, and maybe at the most it's a couple bucks. If you ever see an adjustment for like $16 or something, you need to make sure everything's right. All right, so now we clicked save at the bottom and boom, now it's adjusted 2.4 pounds, 12 by 7 by 2, and that package is good to go. So now I can click on this next edit button, go ahead and take this package, pop it back down here, and we'll grab our next package, pull it up onto the scale. We'll do the same thing. This one is also about 12 by 7 by 2. We're gonna put it at 2.8 pounds. Scroll down, make sure we don't have any adjustments, and click save. I'll go ahead and grab our next box. This is going to be Aaron. We'll do 12 by 10 by 6. Again, it is medium mail, so it is a rough estimate. Always changing that ounceage over to pounds. Sometimes you'll see an adjustment and you'll be like, wait, why? It's because you have it on ounces and not pounds. So here we go. Here's an example. 78-cent adjustment on this one. I just misweighed it. I probably put it in at 5 pounds and it's 5.2. So Whatnot saying, hey, you owe us an extra 78 cents to compensate for that. Well, I do have one free adjustment remaining, so I will save it. It's going to pop up, hey, a 78-cent charge is going to be applied. You'll charge this unless you have an adjustment. I'm going to click confirm, and what you'll see is when I go to edit this next one, if I scroll down, see how now it says I have 0 adjustments remaining? So that's what that is. So it took away, it didn't charge me 78 cents. It just actually took away that last adjustment that I had remaining. And then we've got this one, and that one is ounces. It is 8 ounces, so we don't need to switch anything over. Just kind of pretty quick little process here. This one might also have an adjustment. It's 9.1. Yeah, so $1.57 adjustment on that one, which is fine. It's $1.57. It's not that serious. We have 3 more packages here. That is now the last one. You can see all of these adjustments and weights have been saved and modified. And now instead of going in and clicking generate label for every single one of these packages, and it's going to open up a new window and I'd have to print out every package individually, I'm going to just go ahead and exit out of that little screen up there in the right hand corner. So I just kind of exited out of that, get this to come back up, this little screen here. And I'm going to go ahead and click generate all labels here. And then it's telling me I'm going to be charged $1.57. This was the adjustment that I didn't have a adjustment left for. So confirm, I'm cool with that. It's going to be $1.57. And then those are going to generate. And then this is my favorite right here, email all labels. So we can email all the labels to us. We also can generate a scan sheet if we want to use that. I don't think I need to use a scan sheet today for these just 9 packages, but I can generate it just in case. And then I can go over to my email, right? And you can see here your live stream labels and packing ships are ready, and I can print out the labels, the packing slips, or both. I only ever want to print out the labels. I don't personally include packing slips with my order. I think it's a waste of paper, and I personally, when I get them, I just throw them away. I don't need them, so I don't include them. They can reference their app if they want to see what they purchased, but here are all 9 of the labels. I'll go ahead and click print and go ahead and print all of these, and once I do, they will all print out here. I'm on a different computer that I'm going to be printing these labels out on, so you're not going to see the full process, but I am going to show you here them printing out. It's going to be all 9, and you'll see they're going to print out automatically right here to my printer, and just like that, they'll all print out. I like to rip them off one at a time. They don't print out in order, unfortunately. Just another little thing that happens. Again, if you know the solution to them printing out an order, let me know in the chat. I don't want to show obviously everyone's addresses here on these labels, but basically what I will do is go through and organize them into alphabetical order, but I will just kind of put them roughly in alphabetical order. All right, so those are all 9 of them now in alphabetical order. And I can come over here to my actual orders. And now I'll kind of show you how I go about actually kind of putting the labels on now. So I'll usually just start from one end or the other. And I'll sit down here and press the label on, like so. Same deal. Package and press the label. Okay, and that is everything now. So I've got all my little packages all packed up. And that is it. I will say one of the only other things sometimes I'll recommend that you can do is going in here and selecting all your items. And then over here it'll pop up again and you can confirm drop off. So I do like to do that sometimes. Confirm drop off. And it'll just take everything away and basically say, hey, cool, you're all good, you're all dropped off. And then you can see here for my show, so I did 60 in sales, but my total payout was only $34. I did $14 in giveaway spend and then some, obviously, and then the fees as well. So left me with about $35 at the end of that show. Now I just have to load everything up and take it to the post office, and that is it. I have the packages picked, packed, edited, generated the labels, labeled the packages, and then taken to the post office. And then again, rinse and repeat. I always say this is a rinse and repeat business on Whatnot. You do a show, you pack the orders, you ship them. You do the show, you pack the orders, and you ship them. And you just keep doing that over and over and over again. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Hopefully that was a good explanation and screen recording of the dashboard, so you can kind of see how I would go about doing that process and how everything just kind of looks on the back end. I know a lot of people gave me a lot of questions about that, so hopefully that cleared up some of it for you. If you like this video, definitely hit that thumbs up button and comment below. I'll catch you guys next week with another video, and until I see you then, have a great week. Bye.